Various mysteries of the Longyou Caves. The Longyou Caves lie near the village of Shiyan, China. These caves are massive. They are very ancient and extensive underground structures. The Longyou Caves grottos are thought to date back as far as 2,000 years. They are one of the largest underground excavations in the world, and they are covered in various mysteries that cannot be explained. They were first discovered by a local villager back in 1992. By now, we have found 36 caves, and each one of the caves contains rooms, bridges, pools, and gutters. There are pillars that were made to support the ceiling, walls, and stone columns that are covered in chisel marks and series of various parallel lines. 35 caves remain closed to the public, but one of them is even opened for tourism. How were these caves constructed? No one really knows. There were no tools found in the area. Scientists are stunned by the perfect symmetry and precision of the caves, and even now we could probably not even build something like this ourselves. On a question who built them and what was their purpose, we can all remain silent once again, because no one actually knows this either. Some theories claim that the entire cave complex was actually used for extracting and mining mineral resources. Some claim these were made to be tombs of the old emperors. One theory suggests the caves were places made for troops. They were stationed there when the emperor wanted to keep his soldiers out of view. Sadly, many theories have been abandoned because the caves should have taken years to actually build, and there is no construction evidence found related to any of the complex parts. Most of the caves are nearly identical, and they all follow the same building pattern. Which theory is the right one? And who really built these massive caves? Astronomers discover Uranus smells like rotten eggs. Our world is full of weird experiences. When we step outside our little world that we call Earth, the experiences seem to get weirder. However, there are some things that remain the same even in space and on other planets. So it will not be a surprise to experience similar smells, sounds, or other phenomenon on other planets as we do on Earth. Recently, scientists discovered that Uranus, which is the third largest planet in our solar system, has some really smelly stuff wafting around. The clouds on the upper atmosphere of Uranus are composed largely of hydrogen sulfide, which is the molecule that makes rotten eggs so stinky. So if human beings were ever to visit Uranus and pass through its clouds, they would be greeted with the stinking smell of rotten eggs. However, this would be the least of your worries, as suffocation and exposure in negative 200 degrees Celsius atmosphere that is mostly made of hydrogen, methane and helium will take its toll way before the smell. Scientists are of the opinion that the presence of excessive hydrogen sulfide in Uranus's atmosphere can be a result of the position of the planet at the time of the formation of the solar system. Queen Nefertiti and Ramses II. The ancient civilization of Egypt has intrigued us for many years. We have found some incredible artifacts that have given us a small insight into how this empire operated. Archaeologists in Egypt have recently found a 6,000-year-old tomb complex. Inside these chambers, they discovered dozens of cat mummies and rare scarab, which were also mummified. They were all found inside a 5th dynasty tomb, and the researchers have announced they plan to show these discoveries to the public. Interestingly enough, researchers and Egyptologists have said there's likely more of these undiscovered chambers scattered around the pyramids, and that uncovering them will give us a better understanding of Egypt's past. One thing researchers have come forward and said is that Queen Nefertiti could be hiding in one of these secret chambers. She is considered a powerful and respected woman of the past. Queen Nefertiti was queen of ancient Egypt from 1353 to 1336 BC, and may have even ruled over her kingdom after her husband passed away. Nefertiti is an icon and perhaps best known for her beauty and power. Going back to 1913, an incredible bust of her was discovered, and it instantly became a hit with the general public. From that moment on, she would grab the attention of millions worldwide and became one of the most recognizable faces of ancient Egypt. Although she is perhaps one of the most famous figures from ancient Egypt, some of her history is shrouded in mystery. Egyptologists have suggested that she may be the daughter of Ai, her top advisor, who would go on to become pharaoh after King Tut's death. Recently, a team of British and Egyptian archaeologists scanned King Tut's tomb. This took the researchers over 3 days, but they've said it could help to unravel one of the biggest ancient mysteries. Previous scans of King Tut's chamber showed researchers that there are other chambers and organic materials behind the walls. This could suggest that the famous Nefertiti is buried in one of these unknown chambers. However, as of today, researchers have not been able to locate the famous queen. Any news that comes out about Queen Nefertiti is purely speculation. Another fascinating discovery in regard to ancient Egypt is the giant bust of King Ramses II that was recently discovered. Incredibly, it was found in a slum, and after Egyptologists inspected it, they said it would have been over 25 feet tall. Ramses II was also known as Ramses the Great. He was the third pharaoh of the 19th dynasty and led his people into a new era. He was known as a great warrior and was respected by all across his kingdom. During his time, he had over 200 wives, 96 sons, and 60 daughters. One of the reasons Ramses the Great was viewed as godlike was because of the age he lived to. He passed away in his 90s, and incredibly, he outlived most of his own children. He ruled over ancient Egypt for 67 years, and was perhaps one of the most admired ancient kings. Many giant statues of him have been found all over Egypt. Egyptologists have said there is virtually no ancient sites in Egypt which do not mention Ramses the Great.
The Great Pyramid of Kalula. Despite many claiming that the ancient pyramids of Giza are the largest structures created by an ancient civilization, the truth is that is hardly the case. Located in Mexico and built by the ancient Aztec civilization is a pyramid so massive that many living on the structure believed it to be nothing more than a naturally made mountain. Known as the Great Pyramid of Kalula, one of the largest structures created in the Americas, along with being a massive Aztec temple that rivals every other in creation, the structure has a base 4 times larger than that of the Giza pyramids and almost twice the total volume. The pyramid is located in the city of Puebla, Mexico, and is known as the world's largest pyramid in construction. Researchers believe that the pyramid was constructed back in 300 BC, though many accounts believe it to be far older, in honor of their ancient god known as Quetzalcoatl. For 1,000 years, the pyramid was used as a place of worship before being abandoned by the population for a reason not totally known by researchers today. Considering the site was abandoned and no maintenance was provided, this left the humidity of the air and the never-ending downpour of rain to reclaim the mud and adobe brick used in its construction back into the formation of soil to be used for new tropical greenery. This led to the pyramid's mountain appearance, though continues to hold undisturbed layers beneath that of the layers of mud and brick on the surface. Today, excavations on the site cannot be accomplished due to an old Spanish church of Christianity built atop the structure that locals refuse to allow to be demolished to study the structure underneath, leaving it as one of the biggest mysteries of the ancient Aztec civilization. The Untersberg Mountains. The Untersberg Mountain can be found amongst the Berchtesgaden Alps on the border of the countries of Germany and Austria. Although the site is regarded as one of the prime hiking spots for travellers coming from all around the world just to bask in its scenic beauty, it appears that the mountain holds a history surrounded in unexplainable phenomenon. Researchers often regard the Untersberg Mountain as one of the most mysterious mountains in the world due to the fact that it appears to be at the centre of many different rumours that believe the mountains to house ancient lost civilizations, the burial grounds of long-forgotten Roman emperors, and strange never-before-seen creatures in its forests. In fact, these legends are so old that there are reports from the Nazi regime that the Nazi leader Adolf Hitler was focused on uncovering the strange mysteries of the mountain, and that he had funded the construction of a house on a nearby mountain to observe Untersberg through high-powered, state-of-the-art telescopes and research equipment. Today, strange reports still occur as travellers will often report that during their journeys, they will suddenly lose track of time or notice that they are missing whole sections of time. In some cases, many have even claimed to suddenly waking up on a different area of the mountain together with evidence that hours have passed since they were hiking before. People have suggested that this could be due to portals opening up that warp space and time and cause people to travel greater distances than is physically possible, whereas others believe it could be due to possible alien abductions. It is common in alien abduction reports for people to experience a strange loss of memories, time, or a form of a mind wipe that follows an extraterrestrial attack.